The Oklahoma City Thunder just got stunned on their home floor. Game one of the NBA Finals did not go as Thunder fans had hoped. The Indiana Pacers pulled off a massive upset behind Tyrese Haliburton's clutch performance, a resilient team effort. We're going to go ahead and break this down quarter by quarter and then go over some key stats and figure out what went wrong and where OKC goes from here. My goodness. Thunder set the tone early. OKC came out strong, establishing a 7-0 lead early in the game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was aggressive from the start. He scored 13 points in the first quarter. Lou Dort contributed by hitting three-pointers and helped the Thunder extend to a 29-20 lead to end the first quarter. And then Thunder maintained control going into the second quarter. We continued and extended that lead there 57-45 by halftime. SGA led all scorers with 20 points at the half. The Pacers struggled with turnovers, committing 19 of them in the first half alone, which hindered their offensive rhythm. And then in the third quarter, the Pacers started to rally, man. Indiana started just, finding their footing and really got used to the aggressiveness with which the Thunder attacked them on defense. And Siakam led the charge with an efficient scoring effort. And Pacers ended up outscoring the Thunder in that quarter 31-28. Despite the efforts, OKC still held on to an 85-76 lead heading into the final period, but the Pacers ended up having momentum in the fourth quarter. Haliburton had full-on heroics to seal this game. I mean, they mounted a remarkable comeback in the fourth quarter, overcoming a 15-point deficit with just 3 seconds left. Tyrese Haliburton hit a 21-foot jumper to give Indiana their first and only lead of the game, 111-110, which really held to the final score. Some of the key stats for this game: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 38 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Tyrese Haliburton, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Pascal Siakam had 19 points, 10 rebounds. Obi Toppin off the bench had 17 huge points in this one. Indiana had 25 team turnovers, and OKC only had 7 of them. The rebound battle was where Indiana really won this one big, and they had 56, and OKC only had 39. The three-point shooting, Indiana actually outshot OKC in this one, even though we led for most of the game, 46% to 36.7%. The key takeaways for me is the Pacers are a resilient team. They have balanced scoring, and that's just what's crucial for their comeback ability. They've done this multiple times now. I believe Tyrese Haliburton is 5 for 5 on clutch shots for go-ahead baskets in crunch time, which is ridiculous for a playoff run. And OKC's inability to close out the game, despite leading for nearly 48 minutes, I believe we led for 46 minutes at least in this game, which is absolutely ridiculous. And the last turnover, or the last key takeaway, is turnovers, rebounding. That's a significant factor for us, and that's one of the biggest reasons that we lost. Game one goes to the Pacers. They've stolen home court. Now it's on OKC to respond for game two. The question for you guys is, can Shai bounce back, carry this team like he has all playoffs? Let me know what you guys think. Should Mark Dagnall make some adjustments to the rotation? Should he push OKC to play with a little bit more pace in the second half of games? Drop your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe to ThunderTalk, and we're going to be breaking down more of this finals run here. We'll look at the last couple of minutes of the highlights here and react in real time. Lou Dort hit this big one. He was going shot for shot with Obi Toppin in this moment. It was just an amazing moment for the NBA Finals. Game one, this had a lot of signature moments for the Thunder, and they were really loud points because of the crowd and being at home court, but the lead wasn't as big or didn't extend to as much as like we needed it to, going into the final portion of the game. Caruso had a solid layup and solid game, to be honest. He played great on both ends, just highly efficient. Haliburton or Hartenstein gets dunked on right there. That's no worries. I feel like McConnell really helped secure the rock for them in the second half. He was just amazing for them. He's the guy that when he has the rock, you're not going to turn him over a lot. And I felt like that was a really solid adjustment. They also went away from just Tyrese having the ball, and Shai hits that big three right there. I felt like that was a key moment. But right here, 92-79, 9 minutes to go. J-Dub's on the court, extends the lead, and guess who's not on the floor at this moment? For whatever reason, we're in the NBA Finals, and Shai is not on the court until about the 7-minute mark. Look at the lineup we have out there. I love Caruso. I love Wiggins. I love those guys. But I need Shai in the game in this type of moment. I think he had played a lot of minutes leading up to this. But, I mean, I guess they couldn't have foreseen that there would be a comeback on the books. But when the lead starts getting cut to 10, 8, 6, 4, you have to make an adjustment and, put your guy in, and putting him in at a, 10-point difference right here. You can still see he's still running with the same lineup. This was my biggest gripe of the game. They start mounting a comeback and our best player's not on the court. I believe he even had, he had to check into the game. So it took a couple extra possessions. They scored this. Shai's on the court right now, but Toppin just hit another huge three. And I feel like that was one of the moments that really changed the game. Look at this. They're just hitting 3 after 3. We can't get a single stop. We're one of the best defensive teams ever. And we can't get a stop against this Pacers team, who's an amazing offense, of course. They're just hitting big shot after big shot, and we're going down. And you can see the scoreline from our end isn't changing much, other than getting maybe a couple free throws there. We didn't score much in terms of regular baskets that we needed to. Shai's fantastic right here, making a huge bucket. I mean, he did it all at the end, but it's going to wear on a guy even like him. And eventually I feel like it did. He made bucket after bucket after bucket, and the moments that he gave it up, we didn't hit our shots, and we got to out execute Nembhard with a huge 3 over Shai. They had a moment in this game as well. Lou Dort with a great block right there. They had a moment where they shoved each other, and I feel like Nembhard played much better after that. Really tough basket right there. Extends the lead once again, and I believe they had gone back and hit a 3. Right here was big. Shai gets caught ball watching in probably the biggest moment of the game, and Pascal goes in and gets that, and then Tyrese hits that, man. I'm out of here. Goodness.